This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. And hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We are at Oakmont Country Club in western Pennsylvania. Frank, the site of so many historic moments. Great players have made their mark here. Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Ernie Els, a long and distinguished list.
Oakmont, if it's not the most difficult golf course in North America, Rich, it's certainly one of the most difficult golf courses. With its 210 bunkers, really personified by the church pews, the hard and slick greens that slope away from the player and the tight fairways, this golf course always requires the utmost precision. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck? Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
This is a good-looking shot. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
So a tester from 4 feet. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Even par early on. Trying to get out of here without too many bumps and bruises. This one is for bogey. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Settles in always with excellent posture over the ball.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
So going well up the hill to that green, we'll need to take an extra club here. Good swing, good shot yet again. So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank, what about this approach shot here at the second?
It's the severity of the green, Rich. Long hair, and there's a chance that you'd hit your bunker shot or your chip clean off the front. A lot of times, too, the ball will spin back off the front, so you can't even hit the second shot too hard where it might spin too much. The shot literally has to be inch perfect there. Everything from the back of this green goes towards the front and runs off that false front.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Hit it.
Now it's at sneaky distance.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better. Even par currently.
Continues to putt beautifully. This for par. +1 in the early going. Third hole's a par 4. Again, it's 428 yards, but Frank, we look out to the left and we can see there's nothing quite like the third at Oakmont.
Well, the church pews certainly might look beautiful from our point of view, but they really shrink the hole down, or the landing area, because not only the pews on the left side, but the bunch of bunkers on the right. You see the tee shot plays a little downhill, but it funnels in so closely together that more often than not we'll see players hit long irons off the tee here.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away.
Safely on deck.
hide the flag stick from that man. Set to play the second shot now at the third hole. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Nice putt, and now back to level par. Just a couple of feet. And so just getting started, even par so far. Frank, at Oakmont, you have to take advantage of scoring opportunities when they present themselves. Is this one of those moments here, the par 5, fourth hole at 609 yards?
It'll certainly be one of the holes that determine the champion because the difference between making 4 and 6 on this hole is extremely slim. Very, very stringent tee shot. You're heading towards those church pews and trying to cut the ball away from it. It's easy to see why Jack Nicklaus, who faded the ball, and Ben Hogan won around here.
Boy, this one has a chance to be really good. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
That's an absolute beauty.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Second shot here at the fourth hole. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
And getting ready for the putt. Has the putt, and now at -1. This will be a birdie if it drops. Now at 1 under for the round. We're at the 5th hole now. Short hole, but Frank, pretty challenging even at 382 yards.
Yeah, you've got the bunkers are staggered. The first 3 coming down the left side, and then they start to link up with the ones on the right side that just sort of narrow this fairway up. It just sort of changes the strategy. But if you can just sort of thread an iron up there, that's the main thing, because this green is going to be very narrow in the front and then slope away to the player's left.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. This one's sweet, Frank. Super. Frank, what do your eyes tell you as you look at this second shot here at the 5th hole at Oakmont?
Well, it's another typical US Open second shot where often you're not looking at the flag. You're trying to pick that section, which is about 7 or 8 yards on the front right of that green, and then you can see what the green will do with it. And if you come in with a shorter club, it'll stop, won't roll as much. A longer club, it will curve around to the left a little more. This is all about finding that spot rather than hitting it at the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Second shot on the 5th here at Oakmont. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Now 2 to the good side. And now to the par 3 6th here at Oakmont, measuring in at just under 200 yards. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. That one is in the bunker. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Frank, at this, the highest level, stroke play, really it seems to me to be all about not wasting shots because the margin for error is so razor thin. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3. Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back. He didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here.
That's a big green. He's managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
So a tester from 4 feet. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Trying to get out of here with just 1 dropped shot. This is for bogey. That takes him to 1 under on the day. And we've come to the par 4 7th. It is 434 yards. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, I see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Frank, what does this second shot look like at the par 4 7th?
Well, normally on any other golf course, you'd say you've got enough green there to work with. But remember, in a US Open, with the firmness and the speed of these greens, if this ball is slightly offline, it's just going to funnel into one of those 2 bunkers on the right or that one in the back right. This is why you have to respect the middle of this green.
Those greens about as fast as that Pennsylvania Turnpike to the right of the 7th here. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. Good-looking shot right here. A sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole to date.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
He's putting for bogey now. Boy, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
So with that, the score is now at even par. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. The par 3 8. This is where Angel Cabrera, Sunday at the U.S. Open in 2007, made a deuce, and it was set up to play at 300 yards on that final day. This is all you want, Frank, in a par 3.
Yeah, it was the first 300-yard par 3 ever in a U.S. Open.
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Well, on the green, but far from the hole.
Yeah, a little bit of a head scratcher. A lot of work coming up here.
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Just a shade over par, +1. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So the featured player losing a shot, the question becomes, Frank, have they lost their way?
Yeah, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Tough approach shot here at the 9th.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
The second shot now to the par 4. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie.
Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or two more.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
These putts keep the round together. So that's a drop shot. Eight-foot putt here. still playing even for the day after the par. So that wraps up another round here at historic Oakmont Country Club in Western Pennsylvania, and it has lived up to its reputation as one of the most demanding in the game. This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming. Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Frank, we're going home to the home of golf, St. Andrews, the old course.
No better place for any level of game. For the beginner of the game or the greats of the game, this is the golf course they've all cherished to play.
Stepping up to the first tee at such an iconic venue, Frank, what is going through your mind here?
Well, you'd think with such a wide fairway it would be the easiest fairway to hit, but Swilcan, there's an out of bounds down the right, and the Swilcan burn runs all the way across from the right-hand side in front of the first green. So really, you want to make sure you have a full shot into this first green.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Frank, on the second shot here at this first hole, a player will get a good sense of the winds here and how they can play a role at the old course.
And they'll also get a good sense of exactly how punishing this golf course can be, and with such the smallest things. For example, that burn is only about 3 or 4 yards across, and yet it is punishing to say the least.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
It's a rather nice shot, I would say.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. One under early in the round. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Good putt, and now 1 under par. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green.
Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart, pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down?
Very much so.
I really love the caddies at St. Andrews, wisecracking old-timers. Guy hits a shot hard into a gorse bush on the left, and he turns to the caddy and says, "Is that okay?" And the caddy says, "Does it look okay?" Hit another one. Another instance, Guy was stuck between two clubs. 6-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron, 7-iron, back and forth. Finally, he chose the 7-iron, hit it about 15 yards in the ground, and the caddy looked at him and said, "I guess we'll never know, laddie, will we?" So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Second shot, good look at the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
From about 8 feet. Makes the putt and moving in the right direction. 2 under par. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. On the tee box here at the third now, Frank, all of these holes look relatively straightforward. Can a golfer get lured in kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the Old Course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the third hole, even shorter than the second, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the third and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that. Ah, nice.
Looks good. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
This would be nice. A birdie on the card. See if he can make it. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
So 2 under early on. At the fourth hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is 2 ways to play the fourth off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St. Andrews.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. That will be a great look at birdie. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Not a gimme, but well within his range. And with that, he'll go to 3 under. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Yeah, here we go. Starting to roll now. 4 under with that birdie. Chance here at the par 5 fifth, Frank, to make a little move early in the round.
Yeah, it's certainly eagles galore. The 5th hole is one of the biggest greens on the golf course, shared with the 13th. So good tee shot, and you have a nice big target, even though it's a blind second shot coming up. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Beautiful looking shot right here. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Frank, still relatively early in the round, but given what we've seen so far, this could be a heck of a golf round.
Yeah, right now, everything's just going according to plan. It's like he's playing on all 8 cylinders. So really, you're just trying to get out of your own way.
Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. It's a long way away.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just 5 feet left. With that, moves to 5 under par. Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot.
Good tee shot right in the short grass.
I'm loving that balance.
Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working. He's safely on deck.
Can't hide the flag stick from that man. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Settles in over the putt. Frank, you know what gets me about this game? Here a person makes a legitimate effort, makes a good stroke, and that ball spins around and is just laughing at the player. And now what's left, you could breathe on that ball. It counts the same as a 300-yard drive. It's not right.
But it's the beauty of the game.
Did the job right there. Over the ball here at the 7th. And Frank, if you had to script a game plan here, what would it look like?
You could drive this pretty close to the green. This is a green that's shared with the 11th, the par 3. And you won't see that tee shot finish, but you can actually drive very, very close to a bunker called the Shell, which is the one that protects the par 3 11th. That's an absolute beauty.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Chance to get it close here. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Standing on the tee at the par 3 8th here at the Old Course. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
One of the biggest greens on the golf course. It looks flat. It looks like it's easy. But once that flag gets on the left side, this is when the hole becomes a little bit more difficult. It's very easy to take this hole for granted. Very hard to hit it close, though. Yeah, Rich, the reason why the best players enjoy stroke play so much is that every single shot's going to count. And you can't get away with anything in stroke play.
You have to manage your game, and you have to manage your emotions as well, because it can get away from you in a hurry.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Straightforward pitch shot here, 35 yards. locked in on the read and the speed. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
These putts keep the round together. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, the old course all about avoiding the pot bunkers. They're so nasty. This is a good example here, the 9th hole.
Yeah, the pot bunkers really to be avoided are the ones in the middle of the fairway, but there are some that sneak in on the left side, plus that gorse on the left. If you can carry that last one, which is called the end hole, then there's a chance to perhaps drive this green. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Frank, that looked good to me.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now at par.
So with that make, now at 7 under par. Nudge this one home, finish it up. So stays at 6 under with that solid par putt. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
That's an absolute tracer right there. in the fairway and well over 320 yards. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Second shot. Good look at the green. No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. Getting set now over the putt. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Frank, another famous hole, this time the par 311.
Yeah, this hole was made famous by the left bunker, which is called the Hill, where Bobby Jones, when he first played St Andrews, couldn't get the ball out of the bunker, so in the end he actually ripped up his scorecard. A lot's changed since then, but the hole hasn't lost its luster.
This one has a chance to be close. Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. (170 yards).
Really, this is an awkward length. Good read, good line, well played.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Moves to -8. Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Shouldn't be a problem here. So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. He'll take par and move on. He has this attempt for par. 10 under par on the day. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The 2 bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. and it makes the green in regulation. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Well, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, what are we looking at here at the big par 5 14th?
Out of bounds on the right, and those little series of pop bunkers called the birdies. Now, if you get in trouble here, you can bail out with your second shot down the left, which is the 4th fairway. That's one other option of playing this par 5. But a good tee shot, and you can certainly go at this for 2.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Third shot, looking for a good one. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. He's facing 100 yards here. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Good effort and good par putt. So just a formality here. 12 under on the day. Time to tee it up here at the 15th as we begin the closing stretch here at the Open Championship of the Old Course at St. Andrews.
There's a big steeple in the distance, so even when it starts to fog in a bit, if you can keep your eye on that, that's a good line off the tee. And you've got to keep it your tee shot just short of this sort of heather, big crop of heather down the left side. It still leaves you a lengthy second shot, but really that's the safest way to try and play this par 4 15th. Very good par 4.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Second shot. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Good roll. He has a birdie opportunity here. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
Second shot, good look at the green. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Second shot from 120. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. And getting ready for the putt. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Did the job right there. Frank, this may well be the most famous hole in the world. It's the road hole here at the Old Course, number 17.
Yeah, without doubt, Rich. The vistas have changed over the years. There used to be a series of railway sheds down the right, and you had to hit it over across those. Now you hit it off across the corner of the hotel. So blind tee shot, further right you go, the shorter and the better angle you have in. And you need a good angle in because you mentioned it, road hole, it's got the road hole bunker that sits perfectly in that left front of this par 4 green. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for Holy Cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. Settles in over the putt. In for par. Frank, here at the 18th, so much history has been made through the years.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories, I remember Jack Nicklaus when he beat Doug Sanders in that playoff. The famous sort of short putt that Doug Sanders missed. But really, the great moment that stands out was Seve making that 15-footer across the hill in 1984 wearing the blue sweater. Not only did he win the Open Championship, but he beat a tremendous field that included Bernard Langer, Tom Watson, Fred Couples, Lanny Wadkins, Faldo, and Greg Norman. It was an amazing Open Championship.
And I love that fist pump. It was pure Seve. All that fire, all that passion came flying out. And that's where you just sort of fell in love with the game. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. This is a 99-yard shot. This will be a 14-foot putt here. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
As this putt for birdie. Just playing great. 14 under already. Not a problem from there. Right in the middle. Frank, it really was vintage St. Andrews today in so many ways. Just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, the old course has so many great memories. Obviously, when it crowns the 2015 Open champion, it will add another great name to its already impressive roster. But for anybody to play this great golf course, it's a chance to be linked with the past and the future of the game.
Couldn't have said it better myself, pal. And with that, for my colleague Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner for EA Sports saying so long from the home of golf, St. Andrews.